Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. It is Off Grid in Africa. So I have tried looking online to see if someone has been able to repurpose a Rivian R1, S or T models, the battery modules for solar installation, like you've probably seen with Tesla Model S and X battery modules. And so far, I've not seen that anybody has ventured into that quite yet. So I thought I would do some research and see if I can put them to use in a solar energy storage system. So here we are. I recognize I may very well be the first to do this, which is kind of interesting. But no, I'm sure someone has done it and maybe hasn't documented it online yet. But if you've been wondering if the Rivian modules can be used in the solar setup, they absolutely can be. Now, I am guessing that one of the main reasons people probably aren't even considering these is because of their weight, and they're just really difficult to handle. Each module weighs close to 200 pounds. So, I mean, that right there requires at least two people to handle. And, there's some danger involved here with handling these. You can easily get your hand sliced if you don't have gloves or some kind of protection on. So, yeah, but they're working really well. I got all nine modules out of the pack. Certainly some cost involved, but still much cheaper than going with a brand name battery system, like the Tesla Powerwall or something else. So each module is 15 kilowatts. Nine, that totals 135 kilowatt of energy storage. It's pretty awesome. See if I can tell you a little bit more about each module. So we're looking here at the BMS system for this particular module. And so these modules contain the 2170 lithium cells. And these are actually made by Samsung. Let's see, I don't know if, let's see here, I don't know if you can see this right there, Samsung. Okay, so each module contains 864 of these 2170 cells. So totaling 15 kilowatts per module. And if you want to venture into repurposing these, one thing to consider is make sure you get the bolts, the original bolts in Felix. The bolts that come with the original that come with the modules. And each terminal So you have the positive here and the negative here. Each terminal comes with 2 bolt holes, so that's nice for when you need, flexibility with figuring out how to connect them. If you max out on one hole, then the second is available. Need to make sure I point my camera here. So you're looking here at two bolt holes. I use this one, and that one is left empty. I don't know if you can see that. And over here I obviously use that one, and this left empty. If you get the original bolts, they're long enough to where you can stack, cable lugs like I have done here or there. So we've got three cables connected to one. So make sure you get the bolts. Okay. Perhaps you are horrified by this shelf system I've got here. I put this together myself. I am not a welder at all. Not a professional one anyways. So, this needs to be painted at the very least. Make it a little easier on the eyes. But yes, these modules work really, really well. I mean, 135 kilowatts of power. I'm currently cycling these between 49 volts and 48 volts. So they're not being taxed at all. Not at all. What else could we talk about here? Let's see. So we've got the cooling pipes here, which I don't need to use. But if you're in the US or some colder climate or extremely hot climate and need to use them, here they are right here. You can set them up and use them. So they're 48 volts per module, and I run a 48 volt system. So as you can see, they're connected in parallel, positive to positive, negative to negative, and each module actually is 360 amp hours. That's 48 volts. So if you can get your hands on the whole pack, man, that is pretty much all the, hopefully, hopefully that will be all the energy you'll ever need. But pretty substantial energy storage here. All right, so that's the Rivian setup. You are going to need to make your own cable lugs, probably like I did, because these terminal blocks on the modules are, as you can see, they're kind of unique. So you'll have to source specific lugs that will fit on them, very much like I have done here. There's a plastic casing around the terminal blocks. So I had to cut certain parts of the plastic to allow my lugs to sit well on the block. That doesn't, that's just a little cosmetic, defect there. Doesn't affect the battery's I mean the modules, and functionality in any way. So what's important is being able to get power out of them, in and out of them. Yeah. All right. So besides these things that I've mentioned, they're pretty easy to work with, actually. Obviously, they're boxier than the Tesla modules, quite a bit heavier too, because Tesla modules are typically like 50 pounds or 55 pounds. These are close to 200 pounds. And as already mentioned, each module contains 864 2170 cells, whereas in the Tesla Model S and X modules, I think contain 444. I think the older version did. The newer versions hold 516. Yeah, 516 of the smaller cylindrical cells, the Panasonic ones in the Teslas. So these are Samsung in the Rivian. All right. I think my shelf design, besides it looking kind of horrid, it's not bad, right? And sort of a nice setup, allows for ventilation. One of the main reasons I considered these Rivian modules is because, in my opinion, and I guess it's more than an opinion, it's actually an objective observation here. The cells are really well protected. In the Tesla, unfortunately, the cells aren't as protected, in my view. Now, you're not going to put these outside, obviously, but you don't have to worry about dust and, salty air getting to them if you live on the coast like I do. So, yeah, really nice. I'm really thankful I could get my hands on these. It took quite a bit of effort to get them because the seller is based out in California. I had to purchase them and make arrangements for freight, transport to the eastern coast and get them onto a shipping container across the Atlantic to Ghana, West Africa. And then I had to go through a tremendous, ordeal hauling them up to my house. Because my house is on a hill, and the truck that brought these couldn't make it up the hill. So my two boys and I got to work on a rainy day and got these up. So, hey, if you have any questions, something you want to know about these modules, let me know in the comment section. If you find this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.